All right. This is how to reverse Alzheimer's through nutrition.
Yeah?
Yeah. Um, what is that? So we'll call this operation. Basement hot dog vending machine. Operation Basement Hot Dog Vending Machine, which is a reference to the CIA. They have in their basement before you go, get your undercover whatever. There's a hot dog vending machine down there with these hot dogs, and it's kind of representative of like, why is CIA eating hot dogs out of a vending machine? You know what I mean? It's not healthy. Interesting. So. Number one, this is a our nutrition protocol. Right? I haven't been able to test it yet, but just in testing on myself, eating this way,
Yeah.
my brain becomes more clear, and I have more energy and remember things easier.
Oh, nutrition is key to your mental functioning.
For sure, yeah.
Paramount.
So number one, let's start with A. Most important thing is, they're all important, combined together. Your gut microbiome. So if you are suffering from, if you feel yourself being sluggish mentally, or you have Alzheimer's, which is basically diabetes of the brain, it's probably your gut bacteria. And so in order to get your gut bacteria back to being healthy, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can eat a combination of leafy green vegetables, which are high in the good kind of fiber.
Yep. It is true.
But you're also going to need plus probiotic food like Greek yogurt, or like kimchi, or natto, or like I eat this stuff sometimes called it's laoganma.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put it on in my rice.
You get the one with the fermented soybeans? Or
I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're crunchy.
yeah, really good for your gut bacteria.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, I discovered it in China. I'm like, whoa, this stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's more accessible in like more stores now, which I really like. You don't have to just go to the specialized Asian markets.
Right. Yeah, I saw it for buy two get one free, or 2 for $6. I think at Ralph's or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's super nice. They sell it around. Like when I was a kid, we'd have to buy it, and like it wasn't even in English.
Right.
But now that they're making it more available, which is awesome.
But kimchi, any kind of like fermented foods is going to help your gut bacteria.
Yes.
Sauerkraut, kefir, yeah. Or you do this. Well, you should be doing this anyways. But if you want to get a faster result, you could do gut microbiome transplant.
Do you know if the order matters? I actually heard so eat all those things, but the order matters, and that you eat the greens first before the.
Well, the leafy greens is just the fiber.
It's the food for the.
I think it pushes all the. I don't know exactly what it does, but I think it crumbles everything up and pushes it out of your body.
Yeah, it's kind of like
a
vessel.
snowball or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about the order yet.
Okay. I don't know about the order yet either, but I need to do my research.
I would say from Monday to Thursday, you eat anything else on this list over the course of maybe 2 months, and you'll find yourself feeling a lot healthier. And if you have Alzheimer's, you'll start to see the reversed.
I like what you said about the mental clarity though, because once you take care of the gut biome, like you're taking care of your body, the nutrients is traveling to the rest of your body.
Yeah.
And then you're getting rid of that brain fog.
And then when you're on Friday to Saturday, whatever, you can eat whatever you want and you won't get fat. Like if you have healthy gut microbiome and you're eating everything else from like Monday to Thursday, then Friday and Saturday you go crazy, eat a whole box of donuts. I mean that's what I do.
Yeah, that's better than if you were to eat the donuts on that Monday, right? And then do
Right.
your diet. Yeah.
Just wait till Friday, Saturday and eat whatever you want. And then Sunday maybe fast or something like that. And then go back to it.
I agree. I think that's a pretty healthy eating schedule.
Yeah.
I follow that similarly, but inside one day. So like I'll try to get the leafy greens the first thing in the meal, and then like something fermented eventually in the middle of the day. And then I know I'll want like a sweet treat towards the end of the night,
Yeah.
just to finish the day. But yeah, I follow the same pattern, just in a smaller scale, smaller timeline.
It's good. And then next is B. Next is your rapid brain cell production. So you can actually produce brain cells until you die.
Really?
Yeah. You're doing psychology, so it behooves people to have like clear mindsets. So rapid brain cell production. The reason you want this is because who you are is who you were before. And so one of the components that you're going to find is going to be magic mushrooms once a month and cannabis. And magic mushrooms, what it does is rewires your brain in a way that, like, let's say this memory down here in your brain is inaccessible because of flax or something like that, or trauma. Well, this somehow a new connections form between an old memory and some other kind of memory. And so you're going to be remembering that old memory. And so in order to remember that old memory better, you need fresh brain cells. And so this is with uridine, which is like, uridine is either beets or it's eggs. I can't remember right now. Choline. So these are either beets and eggs. So beets and eggs are going to give you all your uridine and choline, which are brain cell making chemical compounds.
Yeah.
And then omega-3, which everyone knows omega-3. But people say fish all the time, but I think more efficient than fish is flax and chia.
Yeah, that's easier on digestion.
And that flax, chia, and sesame. Sesame is part of flax. It's either the same kind of sesame. So this is going to give you your brain, so basically a brain scramble. So like you're going to make yourself a brain scramble full of wild caught eggs, because you don't want, or free range chickens, you know? You don't want these chickens that are like in the jail all the time. But their eggs are not going to be as nutritious as the ones that are just roaming around laying eggs all the time. Obviously, if you're vegan, I don't know what the vegan option is to substitute eggs. I really don't know. I'll just look at my phone. But like a scramble with these foods, or sticking flax, chia, sesame inside of your Greek yogurt, it's going to help you a lot. And then, right, the component number C here, or letter C, is magic mushrooms. There's actually like 4 or 5 different magic mushrooms that I have not been able to try, but according to ChatGPT, they exist. But basically, the frequency at which you want to take these magic mushrooms is probably going to be dependent upon yourself. But I would say either weekly or monthly, or every 2 weeks. I don't know yet. But maybe take them every Sunday, and then go sleep inside of like a tent somewhere in nature, or with nature, and then let's say every Sunday almost, every other Sunday. But that's gonna help you reverse, or just get all these memories that come back. Like after I did a magic mushroom chocolate bar, I could remember vividly all these things that had occurred to me when I was a child. Like hanging out with like my brother and sister when they had just been born or something like that. So let's say every Sunday, depending on whatever, depending on yourself. I'll find out when I do some kind of research study. And then, D. So adding to this scramble, this brain scramble of beets, eggs, and let's say sesame oil, you're going to add non-magic mushrooms. This is like the one that I found to be, at least according to what I've researched so far, to be the most useful is lion's mane mushrooms, and then there's also shitaki, chaga, yeah, reishi, maitaki, cordyceps.
Yeah, mushrooms or just fungus in general is amazing.
But lion's mane specifically grows your brain, like helps your brain to get larger. So presumably, if you add a lion's mane mushrooms to your scramble with eggs and beets and sesame oil every day for the course of I don't know how long, maybe your brain, maybe you were 50 years, you'd have like an alien head. You know?
Stevie takes mushrooms in their coffee in the morning. Like the mushroom elixir that I got from the wedding present, kind of seriously, kind of as a joke.
It's good.
But then they finished it and then they bought more, so I guess they like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know what it does, but they like it, so it does something.
It does. I can't remember exactly the biomechanism. What it. I'll have ChatGPT explain it. But lion's mane is the one that's most studied. But these other ones have benefits too. And then every day, I would say, so D, go to E, cannabis, man. You know, cannabis is like, in 1989, the international community like forced somehow India and China to like make it a category drug that is on par with like opium. But like society's, at least in Southern California, is messed up because of opium. Like opiates are ruining everywhere else, and then now fentanyl is an opiate. And then when you're in jail, they like give you these weird, like all these opium addicts that are addicted to fentanyl, or even meth, they give them some kind of like Suboxone or methadone.
Yeah.
They give them like these opium, like diet opium pills. So they're like, here, you're addicted to opium. Let's give you this other kind of pill that they abuse.
Yeah, it's basically other opium.
Yeah, like what are you doing? And when I talk to all these addicts,
It's a psyop for sure.
it is a fucking
It's
psyop.
a fucking psyop.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
something crazy going on.
Like that doesn't like I don't know how that sounds normal. It's like, oh, you're addicted to drugs. We're gonna give you the same exact drug. It's almost chemically identical.
Right.
Name's different.
Yeah.
And all these kids,
like, fuck.
all these kids in his colleges are like doing Adderall, which is like
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
like meth
That's
light.
real.
Like
Dude, Adderall's more common than weed now. I hate
Yeah.
that. And that's so
Like, what are you
dangerous.
doing,
That is
bro?
so dangerous.
they're like hopped up on Adderall and coffee, and they're like, what ideas does Scott have? If you just smoked weed and shut out, you could think of ideas too.
Well, your ideas will come to you, but not if you're like you know, like bombarding your brain with all that stuff. All the
Yeah,
Adderall.
not in that kind of like hyper-focused way.
Well, the ideas are gonna come, but they're not gonna be helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm someone who uses Vyvanse because I have ADHD, but not on a daily basis. It's also in part because I have long COVID fatigue.
Wait, you use what?
With that, Vyvanse, which is
Vyvanse?
Like, it's a kind of ADHD medication, but it's not Adderall.
Mhm.
It has apparently less possibilities of use.
White Widow helps me a lot with focusing. It's a specific strain of the hybrid.
Yeah.
It just makes you want to focus on getting stuff done. It
I know
doesn't
that there
interfere
are
with
strains
sleep.
that help like activate, right?
It's a strain game. You gotta play
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's fun. It's fun to
But
play.
I read this book about someone who didn't have ADHD, which is specific like physiological like structure of the brain, right? Like at least in theory. That has to do with like the size of your prefrontal cortex and stuff. And this person who didn't have ADHD took Adderall, and her description of what it did for her made me believe single-handedly that yes, ADHD is real,
Yeah.
and B, that because before that I was like, some people are just like this, it's fine. And then after that I was like, oh, this is like a specific brain structure thing that like is real in my life and does cause me both problems, but also gives me different ways of looking at things that really benefit me, whatever.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that it really made me understand my students who like seek out particular uses of this drug and like are using it in particular ways or whatever.
Yeah.
It really made me understand the potential for abuse because of the culture we live in, which demands constant productivity.
Yes.
And like
Right.
that's the context, because when I use ADHD medication, it's like, oh good, I can do my laundry now. Like it's like very,
Yeah.
it's like just helps me think through the steps of something and accomplish them.
Yes. Yes.
Because I have a particular brain structure that really struggles with working memory.
It's
But-
meant to intend to like reduce the cognitive noise for people who are affected.
Yes.
But if you don't have cognitive noise,
Yes.
you're actually overstimulating.
Yes, that's
It's
what I.
really bad.
Or your
That's what I learned
short-term
when I
memory
went to
problems,
club.
yeah. I noticed that like when I start eating a lot healthier, my memory improves, and so my
Sure.
ADHD-ness
Yeah.
subsides because I can like go back to remember what I was thinking about before I got distracted.
I definitely, once I read this book and then started paying attention in different ways to my own like brain structure and whatever, I also noticed how many people in my family, how many generations, like my grandfather has the same thing going on, my mother has the same thing going on. I mean, it was like very eye-opening to me that I don't think ADHD is the only way to understand this type of thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's just our current way to understand it. But it also, this is why I started to do about this, but it also made me think about my students who, okay, I realize I'm about to go on this rant. Maybe I don't need to, but maybe I will. My students who, we've been talking a lot about TikTok and social media, and it's been making me think about trance states because of my own research and like satanic panic stuff or whatever.
You say satanic? Oh.
I've been doing research into the 1980s and 1990s, like satanic panic, like child care abuse scandals, stuff. That's neither here nor there, but because of that, I've been thinking a lot about the way that people can induce trance states and how that induces a certain kind of like gullibility or a certain kind of like receptivity. And I've been thinking a lot about social media because my students are looking at social media in class in ways I don't always expect. And it made me realize that for people who don't have ADHD, who are watching like 400 TikToks in a row, for me, there's enough cognitive noise or whatever that eventually get sick of it and put it down and run away. But if you don't have that desire to suddenly like, okay, now I have to move, like I can't do this anymore, I have to go do something else. If you don't have that impulse, it would be so easy to just be trapped by it. It was like this totally new, because I had always thought of myself as like, or like not myself necessarily, people with ADHD is vulnerable to distraction because of the narrative around it.
Yeah.
But I hadn't thought about the ways that that infrastructure is like exploiting people who like have the potential to remain focused and like on a particular activity and don't have that like protective drive of like, I have to go do something else right now, I can't go get the cup anymore. And it made me really realize like how many students might feel distracted but are actually like their capacity for focus is being exploited by capital. Like it was just like a really, I hadn't thought about it. I don't know, it was like really, and then how many of them are also using Adderall so that they can write their essay because capital is constantly trying to demand
Yes.
capitalism.
stimulation from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, like
I have to
commercial
think about that.
advertisements are designed to like distract you and like convince you to do
100%.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, advertisement is dark psychology. I always call it that. Like,
It is 100%.
So like, okay, so there's cannabis sativa, which is like the up, makes you want to go. Cannabis indica, which is the down, makes you chill out. And cannabis ruderalis. Ruderalis is from Mongolia and Russia. Like they usually take CBD, they extract it somehow from indica or sativa plants now. You don't think about it from the ruderalis plants. And then like seasoning wise, turmeric and black pepper are gonna be your best bet in terms of like,
Oh, I make turmeric tea sometimes.
oh, that's cool, that's good.
Yeah.
And then finally G, I would say something interactive like social interactive video games or anything like that. And this whole thing here will help you get rid of your grandmother's Alzheimer's over the course of however long. So I'll have to get research funding and then get all the hospitals to utilize this and retirement homes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs that research to make sure that it works like in a replicable way, but
Yeah.
I think that it's a really cool idea and I like that it's like focused on interactivity and on researching new ways to make sure the brain remains connected
For sure.
to the present. I think that's really interesting.
So what this looks like in like terms of a day, let's look at the week. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we look at the way the Norse people set up the days of the week. Sana and Mana, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, Odin, Wednesday, Thor, Thursday. Frigg, Freya, Friday, and Saturnalia, the celebration day. So I would say on Sunday,
Excited.
you're gonna want to like fast. Like just drink water, just drink tea, steer clear away from eating too much. And Monday is when it begins. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So like in the morning, for example, you would eat a brain scramble. The brain scramble.
I like that name.
So in the brain scramble, you're gonna have free-range eggs in a scramble with beets or whatever uridine or choline rich food I'll have to like re-find out post. And you're gonna add to that the non-magic mushrooms. So you're gonna have beets, eggs, not this bird here.
Scott,
Beets.
I want to tell you I'm interested in what you're saying, but I think when you're done describing this, I might listen to something on my earphone, so I don't want to be rude.
Oh no,
I
I'm
just
just
want to-
I'm recording it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for the YouTube.
Oh,
or something.
oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can yeah you can okay. But beets, eggs, and then non-magic mushroom. No, I wasn't like telling you all, but you guys can listen to one.
I was listening, but
Yeah,
okay,
that's
cool.
good.
Cool.
So beets, eggs, non-magic mushrooms. Now, some of the non-magic mushrooms are not really useful, like portobello or button mushrooms. I don't know. At least according to the mushroom god Paul Stamets, he specifically recommends shitaki, maitaki, reishi, cordyceps, chaga, and lion's mane. I think lion's mane is the best because lion's mane is not like a mushroom at all. It's like it tastes more like cheese or chicken. Has like the material. So this brain scramble is going to help you out a lot. And then I would say for lunch, you're going to go light. For lunch, you're going to have some like Greek yogurt with like honey and then flax and chia smashed up into it. This is going to give you your gut bacteria. If you are into sauerkraut or pepper, that's good too. And then for dinner, I mean, it really depends. Oh, right, in your brain scramble. I don't know, the traditional Chinese medicine sort of stipulates that you want to have cannabis in the morning. So every day I say we could have cannabis Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it is good to take a break from that every now and then, because you don't want to like plateau yourself on like, at least as far as I know. As far as cannabis consumption and how to consume it, a lot of people are doing edibles. But the edible problem is that they're not bound with any kind of oil. So you're not getting the bioavailability of what they stipulate what it is. It'll be like a sugar gummy bear or something like that. And so it'll be like 50 milligrams or 10 milligrams. But you're only going to get about 10% of that because the cannabinoids are not going to bind the sugar properly. They're going to bind the oil. That's why the ancient Chinese and traditional Chinese medicine with sesame, which sesame is omega-3, and cannabis together. That's going to help you a lot more. So if you are going the edible route, it's fine. I would say stay clear of dry smoking. Like just don't dry smoke at all. Get a water bong, get a hookah, or get a vape cartridge, and you're gonna do a lot better. And a vape cartridge is pretty cool because you can unscrew the top, take a little oil out, stick it in your brain scramble or stick it in your tea, and then yeah. For dinner, see, I don't know. I haven't really thought about what we would eat for dinner yet. I'll have to do some more research. I don't know. Maybe like salad and whatever you want to eat. I don't know. I noticed that diversity in terms of like what you eat is important. So sometimes it may behoove you to eat something that is completely different than anything else. And so I do that sometimes. Like I'll go have like some Filipino food or some Korean food or something like that. But yeah.